All right, Dad. Pickup trucks, there's too many of them, and there are not enough consumers buying them. This, paired with rising interest rates, it's causing a problem for dealers. We are finally seeing prices for pickup trucks go down. Now, it's interesting, Pops, because prices for pickup trucks went up so much, but it seems like the tide is turning for this particular segment of the market. I've got a couple examples for you. What do you make of that?
Well, it is proof positive that overpriced pickup trucks are starting to sit, that the average person who might need one of these pickup trucks is either A, out of the market, or B, just realizes they can't afford it because the financing terms just aren't long enough to make the payment affordable. Perhaps we should be looking at 15-year mortgages for pickup trucks moving forward. I don't know.
So automakers make a ton of money selling pickup trucks. They are hugely profitable, and because they're such profit centers, they've invested deeply in making them even more exciting and expensive, honestly. That's just the word, expensive. So we have three examples, one from Ford, one from Chevy, and one from GMC, Dad. And what's super interesting off the bat with these three examples, the market days supply for each of them is quite high. For a 2022 Ford, a new 2022, yes, you heard me correctly. There are still new 2022s out there because of the chip shortage and all the vehicles sitting. There's still a 74-day supply in our region, in the Washington, D.C. area. Look at a 2023 Silverado, 173-day supply, and a 2023 GMC Sierra, 152-day supply, Dad. So before we even get into the prices and the fact that these vehicles are more negotiable because they're sitting for so long, the reality is that dealers are sitting on more inventory and shoppers are taking themselves out of the market because OEMs can increase the price of a new F-150 or Silverado 1500 or GMC Sierra by 10, 15, 20%. Doesn't mean every consumer is going to pay that much. So many people have taken themselves out of the market as prices have gone up so much. All right, good news, Pops. We have another promotion.
Yep, Spring 20 and Spring 100. Get 20% off on our coaches and data, or get $100 off on an extended warranty. Spring ahead, everybody.
CarEdge.com. Take advantage. Thanks.
The thing that we can really take from this is that a player like Tesla, where they have reduced their prices again just recently for the sixth time already this year, proves that they have the ability to lower prices to keep the market strong for their brand, while others like Ford, Chevy, and GMC have great difficulty in being able to reduce their prices to the point that, they can remain saleable. And that's what we're seeing, because more and more of these pickup trucks, and as we know, these pickup trucks are incredibly expensive. More and more of these pickup trucks are just sitting based on the day supply and the total number of sales that we've seen of like vehicles in the last 45 days.
So let's dig into these three vehicles, Dad. First, the 2022 Ford F-150. So the advertised price at the time of filming this is nearly $80,000. And you brought up Tesla, and I think that's a fair point here, because the actual MSRP for this vehicle, Dad, the window sticker for this vehicle has an MSRP of $62,660. So when you look at the dealer's website and they're advertising $12,500 in savings, sure, they've dropped the price. They've fluctuated the price significantly. It used to be well over $81,000. The reality is you have dealers who are able to get deals like this done last year, and even earlier in 2023 when the demand for these types of pickup trucks were higher. This was also when the Fed was just printing money left and right. That has changed. Interest rates are higher. This dealer is still trying to get $17,000 over MSRP on a prior model year pickup truck whose MSRP itself went up significantly year over year. This truck is not going to sell, thus the reason it's been sitting for 182 days. The only way it sells is if the dealer lowers the price, correct?
I would think so. And perhaps the dealer has installed some accessories to account for some of that $17,000. But trust me, if they did, it wasn't really $17,000 worth of accessories.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. Dad, look at the 2023 Silverado 1500 we've got here, 138 days on the market. That is insane because that is actually less than the market days supply. So in our region, Dad, there's over 527 of these for sale, but only 137 have sold in the last 45 days. That is the problem for dealerships like this one that are holding on to these vehicles because they're paying floor plan costs. They're paying 138 days of floor plan costs. And that's not even what the market conditions are. Other dealers are holding on to them for upwards of 170 days. That's not sustainable.
No, and probably explains why back in March, GM shut down their truck plant in Indiana, I think it was, for a 2-week period of time.
Same thing going on here with the GMC Sierra. Been on this dealer's lot for 121 days, and that is less than the market days supply. And this is super interesting with the Sierra, Dad. Only 40 of them in our area have sold in the last 45 days, but there's 135 actively being advertised at franchise dealerships. So again, recipe for success, not so much. Recipe for discounts, it has to be. And this video is all about full-size pickup trucks because you could look at other segments of vehicles and the market conditions look nothing like this. But full-size pickup trucks, this is the trend across the board, even with Toyota Tacomas. I mean, it doesn't matter. Full-size pickup trucks, there's too many of them. They're too expensive. Dealers are still asking too much. And the longer they sit, the more negotiable they become.
Absolutely. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see some bigger and bigger incentives from the manufacturers on these type of pickup trucks to try and move them along.
Yeah, and we've already seen a bit of an uptick in new vehicle incentives. That happened last month. You've got to expect here in April and into May it will as well, because you just can't have trucks sitting for 150 days. You're paying those floor plan costs monthly, and if interest rates are 5-10%, that adds up quickly.
Let me amend that to your statement because apparently you can have trucks sitting this long. You just don't really want them to be sitting this long. So the idea would be that you want to turn them rather than sit on them. And so dealers need to reevaluate the type of deals that they're willing to accept on these vehicles because the cost of having them sit there is just way too expensive in today's market.